Welcome back to Maisha with me, and welcome to yet another episode of TeenTalk. My name is Christine Namagulu, and I will be your host today. Today, we're talking about teenage pregnancy. Many articles in the last month have raised the subject to the forefront, sharing statistics and showing that COVID-19 situation has raised the numbers. However, that notwithstanding, government data from 2019, which is the latest available, shows that high-risk early pregnancy has always been a societal challenge, with 15% of girls aged between 15 and 19 already having given birth and 3% pregnant with their first child. These are even actually the highest rates in East Africa. So today, we'll be talking to young people to get their views on the subject. Let's jump right in. And today with me we have
Miss Mirembe.
Hi, my name is Prince.
My name is Anita Naomi.
My name is Shona Livisa.
My name is Tendo.
My name is Matthew.
My name is Joseph.
and today we are going to be talking about
Teen pregnancies.
exactly
Yes, sir.
the
Yes,
bump
sir.
with children.
The bump.
By a child.
The bump.
Exactly.
Oh
no, not always by a child.
child.
No, as in like by
Teen
a child.
pregnancy.
Baby bump, like, never mind.
Well, so we're going to talk about teen pregnancy as again. And teen pregnancy is not only about the girl child, it is also about the boy child. Yes, it can also be about the boy child.
In what way?
Pregnancy.
Excuse me.
Wait.
Text
it's a
to-
two-way.
No, that's
Create.
impregnant.
Sorry.
Pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay,
It takes two to create.
To
But we always
tango.
focus on the female for some reason.
Because you don't hold it for 9 months.
Yeah,
guys,
put it in.
today
You need
we
more
want
care.
to go through just a few, things to think about, teenage pregnancy and how it can affect us and what we can do and so forth. We're just going to have a brief conversation.
I don't know. At some point, I'd be happy. I mean, who doesn't want a baby? But the timing is really off, so I might. I don't know. Honestly, I'd panic. I don't know.
I'm dead. I'm dead. There's no thought process there. Like, if I were to get pregnant now, I'd be like, where am I going? What am I going to do? Like, should I just jump off a building now? Or like, I can't even fathom the consequences of that.
Well, I would think, what am I going to do? How am I going to provide for this child? How am I going to tell my mother? How am I going to tell my father? How am I going to live with myself? How am I going to explain these things to my child? I don't know. A lot, I guess. It's a life-changing thing.
Well, I'd be scared. First of all, I'd be very scared to find out I got a girl pregnant. First I'd be scared, and then I'd compose myself, and then I'd start to think, okay, how am I going to deal with this?
Well, the first thought, if I'll sleep in that house that night.
Yo, I really hope that doesn't happen. I really hope, but my first thought is to tell my mom and just hope my dad takes it easy, because if he finds out that's a different story. But I'll just tell my mom. My mom's gonna kill me. I'm dead. Let me just run away. Maybe I'm going to go to Uganda and stay with my grandma and maybe dig. Yeah, but I also feel like I would not be accepted in society, but the girl that I got pregnant would even be in a worse situation because of the ideas and like the stereotypes of teenage girls getting pregnant. Yeah.
So, young one, what can we do to avoid this predicament?
Stay at home.
Focus on the bag, man.
Stay at home and
Get the bag, get the bread, then leave.
oh please. I think okay, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think that I'm not blaming the parents, but I think that society and adults should and must teach the children or the youth about these things, because okay, not about protection, so I'm not going to say protection because I don't want you to go out there and experiment, but you should like explain to them the consequences and the dangers, because we do this in school, but we do it because we want to pass. So I know the consequences, STDs, I can name them, but it's not that I'm understanding it, I'm just cramming them so that I can pass. You get the difference?
I feel like it's still important to know about those protection things.
Yeah.
Now, in case things go south and you're in a situation whereby, you know, as in like people get carried away, I'm not like saying it's something that you should do, but it's something that you should know, because knowledge is power. Now, as in like, let's say that you know ahead of time there is protection, there is all those things that I'm not going to talk about on camera for you children, but
Teenagers.
in case something does happen out of your control, there's so many other things that you can do, like PEP and again, for you children, I will not. You just talk about it with your parents, but I feel like it's something that you should talk about without any boundaries, because if you do leave those boundaries, you leave enough space for
The baby
the
bump.
baby bump.
Or for others to teach you.
Yes, and they come and teach you.
I feel like
So,
I feel like what the question is, like, it is almost not inevitable, but okay, inevitable, because there's gonna be that one person who in a generation that is going to have a teenage pregnancy. But what I think we can do as a society to like lessen like
the
to
probability,
shrink
yeah?
is maybe making protection available not only for adults but also for teenagers. Though it's not like advocating for teenage pregnancies, it's saying that if you're gonna do it, at least do it safely. Yeah. Because a lot of shops like shame to say, oh, what are you doing? You're just a teen. You just and they are correct. They are correct. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but they will end up having a child regardless. And
Okay, so for what to do to avoid it, you say knowledge, learn more, get to know more, and
Yeah.
stay home, eh?
Of course, yes, stay home.
Kids, homeschooling now.
But guys, you've heard that
that's
kids,
even
especially during this corona time, girls have been getting pregnant at home.
Yeah,
So
uncles,
it's-
brothers.
I think it's
Huh?
because people are really idle.
Yeah.
People are idle,
Yeah, man.
idle.
So
I
keep
know.
busy, do something.
Yeah,
eh?
do something.
Go look at the stock
Yeah.
The
market.
whole other pandemic.
But then we can't stray away from the fact that okay, these things are happening, right? Because people aren't indoors, honestly speaking, as you can see. We are not indoors right now. But like how do you explain to your fellow teenagers, please, like, form a relationship with your mom? Sometimes these things are really boiling inside of us. I think that's the reason why we used to have those sticky notes passing thing. Oh, Siji, I love you. Oh,
Meet me
Siji.
under the swing.
Hey, Shona.
Mom, it's not me. I just
okay.
I spectated. I saw it happening.
I would cry. I would cry and I would blame myself for a bit. And then I would write my mom a note and leave home. Yeah, for a while. That's what I would do.
Would first of all tell my mom, because she's kind of the person I'm closest to. So I think her being older than me should tell me what to do. Yeah, I would tell my mom. That's what I would do. Then I would take her advice on what to do next.
Wow. Actually, I've never thought this far. What would I do if I got pregnant? I think I'd go to the hospital, I guess. Maybe not. I'd pray about it. Definitely, the Holy Spirit will lead me.
The first thing I'll do is, like, is it true? If I find out if it's true, I will encourage the woman to keep the pregnancy instead of abortion.
The whole situation, both families have to talk about the situation and try and like fix my life around the whole situation. I'd help her take care of the baby. I wouldn't abandon her. I'd help her raise the kid.
In the likely events that I got a girl pregnant, I'll first run to my mom and beg for forgiveness on my knees and cry. And after all the drama has happened and we have assessed like the whole situation, I will talk to the girl's parents. Like we'll have a meeting with my mom and her parents, and we'll discuss further plans and further options on how to raise a child.
What did you Okay, guys, so just in the unfortunate event that it happens, that either you make a girl pregnant when you're a teenager, boys, it happens, or that you get pregnant, young girls, what should we do? What should we do?
I think
Go and test yourself for AIDS.
Okay,
I would
okay.
cry. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'd cry enough tears for that baby to pass through their eyes. I would cry. Oh my goodness, how did I
Why
get
would you
pregnant?
cry?
Because I feel, as in like personally,
Your whole
I
life
am
is changing.
prepped to not be pregnant as a teenager.
Your life is going to change if you're in high
Your life changed when the baby was being made. Your life changed
Not
the moment.
necessarily.
Yes, no, it did change.
How?
When you are experimenting, wasn't your life changing? It changed. You have changed.
The changes are maybe internal. I don't know what it is.
Emotional.
You're being pregnant. You're being pregnant with a child when you're a teenager. You need to think about your high school. Then how you're going to explain to the children. Then considering maybe you have an STD. Then how you're going to explain to your parents, Mommy, I'm pregnant. How?
Should I imagine telling our mother we are pregnant?
It's any girl telling their mother.
My best friend. As in, like, rationally, it's supposed to be my mom, but if I'm being honest, if I did find out I was pregnant, I would not go, oh, yo, mom, what's up? No. I'd definitely tell my best friend, and we find a way of. She'd advise me, because when I'm in that situation, I'll think, wow, I've never thought this far, but I would tell my best friend.
I'd probably call my best friend first. I'd call her first, then she'd probably give me, the logical advice and the advice, and then we just figure it out from there. By we, I mean me.
My mother. My mom.
But then that's the thing now. Most people do that, because I heard of one case around our place. Somebody got pregnant and then didn't want to tell the parents because, of course, you don't want to tell your mother, right? So go, and then an abortion goes wrong. You get, and no one is there for you. You die alone. You die in a painful way, probably, because this people aren't experienced. And all these things you can avoid if you just talk to your parents. It's literally that simple. Talk to your parents. They will not kill you. They might kill you, but they won't kill you.
Talk to your parents, or if you're so afraid of your parents, talk to your parents' best friend who will take you back to your parents.
To your parents. Exactly.
But I feel like also it's part of the parents' job, because shaming will not do anything to the child. You can say, oh my God, my child, I do not love you anymore, go away, go to the streets or whatever. Shaming the child is not going to do anything. You have to accept what's going to happen and encourage and advise the child what you're going to do, what's the next step. But it's not just the fact that the child, there's still going to be a child that's going to be born, and there's going to be life that's going to come out. So instead of shaming the child as a parent and also as society, we should give them advice to further their life and what they can do next.
Move forward.
So, any of you have anything else?
Yeah, I had someone say changing would be a bit. So I was thinking, like, change how your life will change. The responsibilities you have to take, as in taking care of the child. Thinking how the child will like schooling the child and all, paying for the like pampers for women and all. Yeah.
Like
Raising
it's,
a
it's
child.
an expensive venture.
Raising a child is an
All because you
expensive
wanted to
thing,
experience.
especially for mothers.
Okay, wow. So, what role do we as teens have to play in this? What role do we have to make sure that, either this happens or when it happens, we can continue to move forward? Do you think you have any role to play?
Yeah.
Yes, because sometimes, let's say your friend, that sometimes your qualities don't match with your friend. Sometimes you're a Christian, you have Christian values. Your friend, it's not the same. So maybe your friend comes to you and says, I'm pregnant and what. Don't try to be a good friend. Because you trying to be a good friend is going to put your friend in danger. They'll be like, I'm pregnant, I'm going to get an abortion. Please don't tell my parents. You not telling their parents is putting their life at stake. What you should do is put your friendship in jeopardy
And
in
tell the
order for
parents.
and tell their parents in order for their life to be saved.
But that's being a good friend.
Yeah, that's being
Yeah,
a
that's
friend.
being a friend.
Yeah.
But in their eyes, they'll be like, oh my goodness, she betrayed me, she did this,
No.
she did that. You don't need to care about it.
Yeah, but that's how people see their parents. It's like, oh, they're doing this and this and they're like doing this and this. Like they're not listening to me. Like I think this is best. They're just doing what's best for you. Yeah, and that's being a good parent.
I think you should get a different approach to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't feel like it would cause more harm if, for example, if Pa came to me and she did a mistake, right? Because she come to me, I'm her best friend, and she'd be like, oh, Zan, here and here and here, and I'll be like, oh, okay. So, I don't think it will help her if I directly go to her mom and be like, oh, Auntie Grace, she's pregnant. Because she'd be like, oh, wow. So you're not gonna be like, why would you make that decision for her? I think you're supposed to. The same way that she was naive enough to get herself pregnant is the same mentality you should use. Like, to coax her into telling her own mother. Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to
I feel like
reaffirm.
as teenagers, we have close friends, and if our friends mess up, normally that's what I think, you're going to be the first person they tell because they trust you, you have a relationship with them. You should be able to prep yourself to know what you're supposed to do in that situation. Not that only you getting pregnant, think about what you're going to do if your friend does get pregnant. Don't think about how it's going to benefit you. Think about them, because by the time they're telling you you're something in their life, like if Zan came to me, I'll probably first whoop her, give her a few, like how'd you
You could even go with her to her mother, so that first meeting is not her alone shaking and her mother maybe saying what. Yeah, so you could probably
and don't run away.
Because actually, it's her responsibility to tell the mother that she's pregnant, not like
not
anyone
not
else.
Yes,
Like,
yeah. So
But
you could support her.
sometimes,
So
it's very easy to lie. If you see that your best friend, oh, she's Christian, this chick is going to tell my mom if I don't tell her. So she'll be like, yeah, I told my mom. She said she's going to take me for an abortion.
like she would lie.
Yeah, she would lie. And I'm not saying that your first instinct said, okay, I'm going to report you. No, you should sit down and ask them, do you have a solid plan? What are you going to do? Have you told your parents? Because your parents, you being a teenager, you're still under the care of your parents. And you are their responsibility. And you bringing another life when you're still somebody else's responsibility, they should be the first person to tell.
Boys, what about if
First off-
you got a girl?
To be my mom. Even though I will receive shouts and shouts and shouts, but then she'll still encourage me. Like she'll always put some positivity in everything.
Definitely tell my sister, then my mom, because my sister would help me help me break the news to my mom easier, because I don't know how to tell my mom anything. My sister would just help comfort things with my mom.
I do not know. I feel like I would just freak out and just lock myself in a room. But the first person I tell is my mom, because I believe that whatever I do, my mom will always understand. She will be open to hear. Although she'll be angry at me, but she'll never stop loving me and she will never judge me. Yeah.
Well, well, that'd be my best friend. I think before I tell my parents, I'd tell my best friend, because then
I'd be too scared to go ahead and tell my parents first. I think I'd tell my best friend first if that happens.
Actually, first of all, we're seeing this as like a decision of, oh God, I made a mistake. Sometimes it's not really a mistake. It's actually an unconsensual act, and a lot of people are ashamed to come out and say, oh, by the way, this happened to me, because they feel guilty, like they feel like, oh, I should have done something and stuff like that. Do not shame the person. You do not understand, unless you understand what really happened. Okay, not even condoning shame. Shame shouldn't be there. But you should first understand. Okay, it depends on what really happened, because it might actually be, because there actually, I saw on the news not recently, but like a few weeks ago, of this dad who raped his own daughter, and like I think around 5 times an abuse, and then she went to the police. Some people are too scared to do that because that's the only financial support. That is someone that is manipulating them. They have control over them. So when someone makes such a decision, like, you know what, let me go to this risky abortion guy, and he just does his stuff. You need to understand the victim, what happened, and how they're feeling, and why they're making these certain decisions.
Okay, so the question was, what roles do we have to play? I think you've said that very well, and one of them key is that you should not shame the person. Try to understand what happened and walk with them through to the other side. I guess that's what we would all want if we were in that situation. Yeah, guys, you should never forget the Lord in all of this. If it happens to you, do not think the world has come to an end. If it happens to your friend, still be there for them, pray with them, support them. It does not change who you are. Yeah, it just changes maybe the process to getting to where you're going, but it doesn't change who you are. And so you need to still be there for one another, support one another, but do everything that you can, that you have talked about, to prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
So this topic cannot end. It's a long one, and there are so many other things that we can talk about. But for today, I think that will be it. So guys, thank you so much for being here today and for being part of this topic and sharing all your teeny wisdom.
Real funny.
So I hope we can do this again. So guys, bye.
In the comments.
Like.
Thank you for watching till the end. You've heard what the young people say about this topic. So please share your thoughts. Tell us what you think. Give the young people some more things to think about. Let's keep this discussion going.